Hey guys, this is Joe from Analog Archive, and today's video is going to be Record Store Day pickups, along with some recent finds from the last few weeks. The video will be coming out over a week after Record Store Day actually occurred. Just been real busy with the end of the school year as a teacher, just kind of getting things together, and haven't really been able to make the video till now. In terms of Record Store Day, my dad and I headed out to Rochester and went to House of Guitars, which is this world famous guitar shop, but it also has a very expansive record and CD cassette collection. And for anybody that has been to House of Guitars knows that it is this massive place. The place is really disorganized, but you can find some stuff if you're willing to dig. We kind of, before Record Store Day, my dad and I were trying to figure out which place would be the best to get what we wanted. We were trying to avoid having to go to multiple places to get what we wanted. And we thought House of Guitars would be the best bet because their kind of reputation in the area seems to be that they get everything in on Record Store Day. They seem to get a lot of copies. And so we thought our best bet would be to go there. So we lined up. The place opened at 9. We got there about 7:20, and we were 6th in line. We had a really nice conversation with the people that were in front of us. There were some people that were from Buffalo that had driven east to Rochester. A lot of people were talking about the Grateful Dead box set. There was one guy that was really looking for the Triumph box set, but most of the people in front of us were looking kind of for rock and like metal and things like that. So we thought we had a good chance because what I was looking for was going to be the jazz stuff, like the Thelonious Monk, the Kenny Dorham, and then if I had seen the Harold Land Westward, I think it's Westward Bound or something like that, I would have picked that up. But the place opened at 9. They let 5 people in at a time, and obviously because my dad and I were 6th and 7th, we had to wait a few minutes until they had moved down a row, and then we started being able to dig through. When we got in there, I asked immediately about the Kenny Dorham because that was the top on the list, and for really most videos that I've seen for Record Store Day, that was the top jazz record people were looking for, and for good reasons. It's an incredible record. And so I asked the guy where it was. He said the jazz was in the last 2 bins. So I walked all the way down to the end and was flipping through and didn't see the Kenny Dorham. And so I immediately asked the guy, I said, "Oh, did you get the Kenny Dorham in?" And he had said, "Yeah, we had 1 copy." And of course, the second guy in line was a jazz guy, and so he picked up that. My dad was able to grab what he wanted. He wanted the Jim Croce, Don't Mess Around with Jim, the 12-inch that had, it was kind of like an EP with 4 tracks on it. He grabbed, let's see, the Elton John one, and I can't remember some others, but he was able to grab what he wanted from there, which was really great for him. Was real happy that he was able to grab that stuff. But we kind of came to the realization that we needed to then kind of get our butts over to another place. So our next place was called the Hi-Fi Lounge, which is this small store, not a huge place at all. It's really more, it's a very well curated audio equipment store. They fix speakers, turntables, receivers, everything like that. They've got a great selection of that stuff. That's actually where I got my turntable, but just Mark, the owner, is great. And he's started getting into records the last few years. So we went there and they opened at 10. We got there about 9:20 and we were like 16th in line. So I was thinking, there's no way that we're going to be able to get it. But the vinyl gods were obviously looking down on us because when the doors opened at 10, instead of it being like House of Guitars, they only let 5 people in. The guy opened the door and he let every person in. And there was, I think they had 4 bins of Record Store Day releases, started going through them. The first 2 boxes, wasn't able to see anything, asked the owner about the Quiet Kenny, because again, that was the big one that I wanted. And he said it was in the one that was right by the register, or actually he said he didn't even know where it was. So the guy was flipping through, and he kind of stopped for a second on that, and then I was able to grab it. So for whatever reason, people weren't maybe looking for Quiet Kenny at that store. I don't know if they were looking for something else. There was quite a few people looking for like the Fela Kuti one. Might have been the Grateful Dead one as well, but there was a few other releases, more of the rock, and then obviously with Fela Kuti, more of like a funk kind of crowd. So really surprising, honestly, don't know. The guy that was in front of us was around my age and was a real cool guy. I'd seen him before at the Bob Shop and other stores around Rochester, and so we kind of struck a conversation up with him, and he was able to grab the other copy. So they ended up with 2 copies. No idea how they got 2 and House of Guitars only got 1, but was able to grab what I was looking for, Quiet Kenny, Kenny Dorham. Sounds incredible. Mono. There was 2,500 copies released in the U.S. and then total of 3,900 for worldwide. So there was like 1,400 worldwide and 2,500 for the U.S. And again, everybody was looking for this and was able to grab this, and really happy with the sound. It sounds incredible. So if you don't have this, try to find it. I know, unfortunately, the prices have already started to skyrocket on this, but it's worth the pickup. It's incredible. So really happy to have this. Another excellent Craft Recordings release, and one that was really well worth it. After that, we went to the Bop Shop. They had a few records as part of the Record Store Day release kind of list, but they weren't really partaking in it that much, and so I ended up not getting anything else Record Store Day wise. The Monk one I was thinking about, and I had the original one that came out last August, but I think I had told the story in one of the videos that I made last summer that I got a copy. It was warped, brought it back, thinking it was just like a one-off, and he had 5 copies other than the one. So he had 6 total copies, and all of them were warped, same way. And so he sent them all back. He got new ones. They were still kind of slightly warped. I think he did say they were able to kind of repair them, but it just wasn't, it was a shame that the quality control just was not there for that one. And I was thinking of this one, but I didn't know if it was really worth the $30 for something that, I mean, it's a piece of history, but it's, I mean, I don't know about the audio quality. I've heard things that it's very muffled, and so I didn't really think that that was worth it for me, at least. But for others that got it, that was great. Maybe one of these days I'll pick it up, but for now I'm just gonna try to maybe find an original that was not warped. So, but the big find for me was the new Tone Poet, Katanga, Curtis Amy, Dupree Bolton. There's been countless videos, countless people on social media and Instagram, Facebook that have posted about this. Dan, the Jazz Shepherd, did an excellent video last week on Katanga, so make sure you check out that video. It's a really great overview of this record, but this is an incredible session. This is, as of right now, my favorite release of 2021. The first copy I had gotten actually from the Bob Shop, unfortunately, was kind of scratched up. There was a lot of surface noise on the B side especially, and so I picked up another copy. Got this one on eBay, spun this one early last week, and was able to find a copy that was clean. So this is a great record, one that's worth checking out. It's got a different sound to a lot of other jazz albums. It's very energetic. Maybe it's the fact that it's got players on it that are not as well known. I know Curtis Amy had a handful of records on Pacific Jazz, which is what this is. Jack Wilson was an Atlantic Records guy on the piano, but the other guys, Dupree Bolton was on one session with Harold Land in the early 60s, and that was it, other than this one. So got some lesser known jazz guys on it, but just incredible. Worth picking up any day of the week, and just absolutely love this one. This is a really, really insanely good jazz record. The other one I picked up at that time as well, Idle Moments, Grant Green. He had one in the back that was, I think it was, I don't know what it was. It was either a mono or stereo. I think it was original, or at least it was a Liberty pressing. It was an early pressing, at least, if not an original. And I just wasn't quick enough to grab it, which is disappointing. It's something I kind of still regret, because I saw this quite a few months ago, and I don't know. I didn't pick it up, didn't realize how great it was. Been looking for this album for a while, but again, I don't know. At the time, I was looking for something else, I guess. But I was able to find this one, and this is a White Bee stereo copy from the 70s. It's got the Van Gelder stamps, and it sounds great. I mean, it sounds incredible. So this is a placeholder. I hopefully one day can find an original. Reached out to a few people, see if maybe someone can hook me up with a copy. But really love Grant Green. Recently been picking up quite a few of his other records that I didn't have. Still looking for a few, but this is a great one. Goes beyond just Idle Moments, the title track. A great Duke Pearson original. The other three tracks are incredible as well, and worth picking up. And I know this one's been talked about so much, so really don't need to say a lot about it, but incredible record, and really glad to finally have this. The next few are some that I got online. First one is Richard Williams, New Horn in Town. This is on Candid. I think this was recorded in 1960, September 27th, 1960. Probably came out later that year, maybe early 61. Richard Williams is phenomenal. I mean, he's somebody that was, he played with Gigi Grice. Say Something is a record that Gigi Grice has, and Richard Williams is on that on Prestige. But every session that he is on, I actually have another one that I'm going to show in just a few minutes that has him on it as well. Any record I see with Richard Williams on it is something I pick up. His approach to trumpet playing is different than others. He's got this Freddie Hubbard tone to it, but he takes it to the next level. He's very loud, very energetic with his playing, and this album is no exception to that. This is one of the few sessions that he actually had as a leader. This has Leo Wright is on alto and alto and flute. Great multi-instrumentalist as well. And I have, he's on as well, Little Johnny C, Johnny Coles, the great Blue Note record. And he's a great addition to this as well. But a really great record. I was able to find this again from a guy. He was looking to sell a few of his records on Instagram, and I just happened to see the story right at the right time and worked out a deal, and it sounds great. So really happy to have that. Something I've been looking for a while. Really didn't think that I was going to find it. It is, I forgot to mention, it's a stereo press, original stereo, and really great. Really have enjoyed that. And then and the other one that I got online, Suddenly the Blues, Leo Wright. So actually, another Leo Wright one. He plays alto and flute on this. It's got Kenny Burrell, and Kenny Burrell as well. Ron Carter's on the bass. Rudy Collins on the drums. Not familiar with him, but haven't had a chance to listen to this. This is one of the few recent pickups I haven't had, but I got this on the Sunday Jazz auctions that Uncle Charlie's Jazz Records curated by I'm blanking on his name. Yeah, I can't think of what his name is, but popular Instagram guy in the last probably 6-8 months. He's been doing weekly Sunday jazz auctions, and this one popped up, and I thought, oh, this is another one that I've been looking for a bit. Didn't really actively look for it, but if it popped up, I was gonna get it. Got it. Good price, $40. Again, I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but I hope that it's really good. So excited for that. So we keep going. Some other ones I picked up from the Bob Shop in the last few weeks. The Kicker, Joe Henderson. This is one of the milestone ones that Joe Henderson had. I don't know exactly where this falls. I think this was 1968. This came out, it was recorded August 10th, 1967. So yeah, it probably came out early 68. Gresham Moncure III is on trombone on this. Ron Carter on bass. Louis Hayes is on the drums. Kenny Barron's on piano. And then Mike Lawrence is on trumpet. I'm not familiar with him, but a good session. A little bit different, more of a post bop-ish sound to it. Maybe a little bit of hard bop as well, but a great Joe Henderson record. I know Chris Tunes to the Man Caves talked about Joe Henderson on Milestone before, and this is a great one to pick up. Next one that I've been looking for years, since I probably started collecting jazz very soon into it. I picked up a late 80s copy of this Workout Hank Mobley, and ever since then, I've been probably almost 3 years, I've been looking for actually almost 2 years, I should say. Almost 2 years I've been looking for an earlier copy or an original. This one popped up on Discogs last month, and this is a 1970 on that blue and teal label, the kind of the Liberty UA one. I'll show this. This one has the Van Gelder stamp. Seems to be that only like 50-50 on these. It's kind of weird, but only like half of the Liberty UAs that's on this label seem to have the Van Gelder stamps. I'm not sure if it's just the ones they chose. Maybe didn't have original stereo releases, so there was no Van Gelder metalwork that was used. But this sounds incredible. This is clean as hell. It's incredible how it sounds. This is a record that really needs to be clean, just to hear just the ferocity, the energy with it. So I'm really happy to have this, and one that's worth picking up. One of the best records that Hank Mobley put out. Great partnership with Grant Green. Wynton Kelly's on piano, Paul Chambers bass, Philly Joe Jones on the drums. I mean, you can't beat that lineup. So one that's worth seeking out if you don't already have it. Anybody that's interested, I still have that late 80s copy. It is a US copy. If anybody's interested, please put a comment at the bottom of this video. We could work something out, just so that I pass that along to somebody if they're really looking for this record. So we get to the end, last few. Saw this at a store that I hadn't been to. It's called Needle Drop. It's in Rochester as well. More well known for kind of metal, hard rock, grunge kind of stuff. But I had seen months ago, the price tag actually says beginning of February. They've gotten in a collection of Impulse stuff, including this one. I didn't get a chance to actually go there until like mid-May. And for whatever reason, this was still here. I don't know. People just weren't interested in it. Unfortunately, this has a warp in it that's somewhat bad. It's kind of beyond what I think it would be playable. I did put the needle on it. It plays through, but it's just, I don't know. I don't really don't feel too comfortable with the level of warp. So I'm going to see if I can bring it somewhere to try to get it flattened out a bit, and hope for the best with it. But definitely a great Sonny Rollins release from the mid-60s for the movie Elfie. So great one there. This was kind of a little bit of a blind buy. Booker Irving, the In Between. This is the one that has Richard Williams on it as well. That's one of the main reasons why I purchased it. Booker Irving was great on tenor sax. He was on quite a bit of he had quite a few releases on Prestige in the early 60s, but he kind of dropped off a bit in the mid 60s and then kind of came to be, this was his kind of coming back, kind of out of retirement album. This was recorded in, I think, 67 and then came out in 68. This is after the sale of Blue Note 4283. But really great record. Richard Williams is incredible on this. Still got a hard bop sound to it. Really enjoy that. So happy to have picked this up just in the bins, an original stereo of it. So great one. It's one thing I've learned, those after the post Liberty records seem to be found. You can find them pretty clean, and originals can be found for usually under $50. So pretty good for original Blue Note stuff. The last one, took me so long to find this, but I finally did. Love Supreme, John Coltrane. This is a 2001 Speaker's Corner release. This is stereo. Had a chance to listen to this a few times. Sounds really great. Again, another placeholder. Would love to find original stereo, original mono. Just really haven't had the chance to find one. There was one that was an original at the Bob Shop, but wasn't in super great condition, so it wasn't worth that. I really wanted a clean copy, but this is a great one. Hopefully one day I'll find an original, but just an absolute masterpiece. Right from the first needle drop, it really pulls you in. Very kind of spiritual, very emotional, and just a really great one. I got one more. Seen a few people post about this. Mostly it's just been for reviews, but I picked up the Miles Davis UHQR. That was from Acoustic Sounds, Analog Productions. And got this in a few weeks ago. Had a chance to listen to it. Sounds really great. No issues, scratches, or surface noise or anything. It sounds really great. I've kind of held off when I heard that this was coming out. I just like the John Coltrane Love Supreme. I've never owned the kind of blue, and was just looking for kind of a keeper copy. I really don't even know if I would want an original. I mean, this is a great record, but for me, this is enough. And really happy with the sound quality. Did a great job with it, so I'm happy to have picked that up. All right, well, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please think about liking and subscribing. Another video will be coming probably later this week, maybe this weekend, that will show off some more of, I'll be showing some more of the Blue Note collection that I've picked up. Those great records, and some great stuff still there. If anybody's interested, to let me know. Be happy to share some of the ones that are still there. But till next time, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next vinyl video. Bye.